Sergeant Taylor Rollins, 22 Sam 7, arrested me while I was filming the official acts of deputies a few days before Christmas, and Fort Bend County Sheriff Eric Fagan doesn't want you to see the video of what happened. For years, Fort Bend County cops have schemed about arresting me on account of my investigative journalism. Bad cops don't want you to know what they really do to people. They don't want you to see my videos. They want me to stop, and when they falsely arrested me, they wanted to make it as painful as possible. They stole all my journalism equipment, returning only a blue ink pen to me. Many of the cops are stupid enough to believe the insults that I live in my grandma's basement. I actually lived upstairs. They don't want me to make money, and if they make it too expensive, they think I will quit. Eric Fagan's deputies even tried to seize my truck. The dumbasses searched all over the county for it, but forgot to check the sheriff's office parking lot. Bad cops fantasize about convicting YouTubers by using their own videos against them.
You're under arrest, Jack. You're under arrest. It's a search and arrest warrant.
Get out! Get out! Get on the ground now! Everybody down! Get out!
Somebody on him! Somebody on him!
And you're going to provide us all the evidence. That's the great part. Yes. Yes, we're idiots. But we're not sitting here in cuffs yet.
Chief Joe Savaggio's cops lied on an affidavit and then did a no-knock raid on the YouTuber's family to seize all his video cameras and computer equipment. Due to my work in Leon Valley, the government was replaced, Savaggio was fired, and he is no longer a police officer. When someone is arrested, the normal practice is to take an inventory of property, especially expensive property, and to provide the victim with a property receipt. None of the day shift deputies and sergeants told me anything about the status of my journalism equipment. I asked the jail staff, but they didn't tell me either. I refused to sign the property form in jail. As soon as I got out of jail, I went to the records lobby to obtain my property. Even though they are open until 4, the property deputies did not answer the phone.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, I need to get my property back.
Okay, the property clerks are in charge of doing property.
Okay, where do I find them?
I'm going to give you their phone number.
I'd like to talk to them in person if that's possible.
All I can give is the phone number. So
Is it this the office here, I thought?
No, this is the lobby. So
Yeah, I thought-
comes
I
from
thought
the
it-
back door. But if you go ahead and give them a call,
Okay.
or at those phone numbers, you can ask to speak with them and make an appointment right now.
Okay, can I just use this last 4 on this phone?
Yeah, it's the last 4 digits.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't have my phone, they have my phone.
Okay.
All right, we'll see if we, do you know which one is here right now?
Deputy Garza is not available.
They're not gonna pick up, we're just going through the motions here.
And your big camera?
No, they stole that.
And your phone?
Gage is not available.
Yeah, they're not gonna answer.
Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office, this is Pulliam.
Hi, this is Justin Pulliam. I was wanting to talk to the patrol lieutenant, please.
The patrol lieutenant. Okay, 1 second. Okay, sir, just have a seat there in the lobby, and we'll have the lieutenant come to you.
Hello.
How you doing, Justin?
I've been better.
Sergeant Good?
Sergeant Good.
Yep, a few times.
Okay. I'm sorry, it's been a long day for me.
I understand.
I'm working on an open records request.
Okay.
They took my equipment, and I've received no information about that.
What's your equipment? What are we talking about?
My $3,000 camera and lens, microphone, iPhone, body camera, and accessories,
Okay.
memory cards.
I'm assuming it was taken for safekeeping.
I don't know. No one said anything. The jail staff didn't know.
I wasn't here for it. We are responsible for your property.
Okay.
So we take that for safekeeping, okay, so that we can ensure your property's good, okay? Not 100% sure, because the report is probably not in at this point in time.
So what do I do?
I can go try to find out real quick if the report's in.
What's the normal process?
Normal process is that you would call the sheriff's office at a later time, tomorrow, or in the future, and you will get your property back. It's just a process of coming in, You sign a document that we released it back to
Okay,
you.
here or where, over at
This
the
is
new
fine.
building?
This is
Okay.
fine anywhere. Just come over.
Because I thought the property was somewhere in this.
The property
vicinity.
is
Okay,
secure.
that's what I thought.
It's secure.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But y'all don't have a window for that?
No, sir. You can just come in here.
Okay. But I don't have any like documentation of it.
So documentation is usually done like for tow slips and things of that nature. They weren't in your car, correct?
They were on me.
Correct. My personal opinion on it is probably should have been booked in while you got arrested in your property.
Right, that's what my concern is I just don't have it on paper. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, I understand.
And I
the
don't,
concern.
and the jail staff didn't know what to do either, other than they said basically come
I
over
will
here.
follow up with the jail staff and make sure that your property actually wasn't brought in to them.
No, I'm pretty sure they checked on it.
Okay.
I
I will
think
confirm
patrol,
on that.
I think patrol has it.
Okay.
But that would have been the other shift.
Okay, day shift. I will confirm on that. I have your number. I'll figure it out. No, it belongs to you.
Okay.
We booked it in as for
Okay.
safekeeping because obviously
Okay.
the dollar value
It's
is probably
high.
yes, and that's probably the reason why we put it in property is to
Okay.
safeguard your property. Okay.
Okay.
It's our responsibility. That property in essence, when we take your rights from it, belongs to us, and we have to secure
Okay.
that until we can give it back to you.
Okay.
I will go back and look at the reports. I can give you a phone call and tell you exactly what it was, and if it's in the report, it's public record. You will be privileged to all that information. It should have serial numbers, value. all
Okay,
that.
so there's no separate paperwork other than your normal incident report?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes, sir. It's
Well, I'm
listed in
about
the
to
property.
request that too.
We're going to be transparent. Okay.
Good.
Absolutely. There's nothing for us to try to hide or anything else. I understand that your equipment is important to you. Okay.
That's
That
my
being said,
livelihood.
I understand that. There is a record. It's documented. If you will give me some time, I'll be more than happy to call you and let you know exactly
Okay.
what's going on.
I'd
You think you
appreciate
can knock
that.
it out
Otherwise,
about-
I'll check back in the morning or whatever and see what I can do. Well, yeah, I mean, you would think that though, there would be like, before they get into it, they'd be getting a search warrant for that.
Well, it will be here as evidence.
Right,
Not gone through.
right,
Not
that's what
gone
I'm
through.
saying. So there has to be a level of due process.
We're not gonna do illegal searches on your stuff if that's what you're asking, okay? How many cameras are we talking about?
Okay, y'all gotta make a list, hang on.
Well, if you'll write down, just so that we're 100% transparent.
Yeah, that'd
If
be
you can
good.
write down at least the make, I don't need the model, but the make and what you're claiming the dollar value is.
We were
I
trying to
came
get,
in just as, I heard the radio call drop where they were talking about him in the lobby and they were calling deputies and I'm like, oh man, I
Which-
gotta hurry.
which is really weird because
Way too fast.
I'm such a lovable guy. Just act like we're not here.
When are y'all gonna get body cameras?
This is
It's
live.
a
think that's
funding
all.
This is
thing.
live, bro.
Honestly,
I understand.
We're trying. It's a funding thing at this point. I know that they're working on trying to, I think the funds may be secure, but we're working on the company we're gonna use. We're working on it. We would love to have them, believe me. It would help us out tremendously. We want it.
It turns out I wrote my own property receipt. The sheriff's office used my list to create the property inventory shortly after 5 p.m. Each item is listed as, quote, evidence.
Hey, this is Sergeant Dillon, Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office. Give you a call like I told you I would in reference to your property.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it has been, it was seized. They seized it based on the fact that they believe it has evidentiary value that you were recording. So that they seized the item because they believe that there's video on there. Again, I wasn't out there, but I'm just telling you what's going on. And as far as your itemized list, everything is on there.
I do appreciate you letting me know, and I think that's very unfortunate, and you know, I don't want to put you in the middle of anything, but if you
No, I understand.
want to pass up the ladder up to the command staff, that, ooh, yikes. Yikes.
Hey, I'm just, you asked information, I'm giving you the information. I'm not involved in that scenario.
The sheriff's office refused to provide me with anything in writing for over 2 weeks. And even when I got the basic report, the property summary was redacted. If everything they are doing is legal and proper, then what do they have to hide? I'll have more about the open records abuse in a few minutes. The Privacy Protection Act of 1980 prohibits police from seizing journalist documentary material in the manner that Fort Bend County did. 42 U.S. Code 2000 AA states, it shall be unlawful for a government officer or employee in connection with the investigation or prosecution of a criminal offense to search for or seize documentary materials other than the work product materials possessed by a person and connect with a purpose to disseminate to the public, a newspaper, book, broadcast, or other similar form of public communication. The law provides a few exceptions, such as to prevent death or serious injury. Otherwise, the police must request the information via subpoena, which can be challenged in court. The police can obtain a search warrant only if they believe the appeal of the subpoena would threaten the interest of justice, and even then, the search warrant can be argued against. Journalist work product materials have an even higher level of protection. Journalists should not be in fear of Tyrant cops seizing their videos and equipment, but in Fort Bend County, the police make things up as they go. The government club protects itself, and the police are above the law. Last week, I published a video explaining the illegal seizure.
I bet you Justin won't do it again.
I bet he didn't do anything wrong. I bet he beats the charges too. I bet he did. What's your name, ma'am? What's your name?
Chief Provost.
That was Chief Deputy Provost saying that I wouldn't film the police again. And she's right. Her deputies stole all of my field video equipment. I can no longer do my job. I can't document the activities of government. I am shut down. The sheriff's office stole over $5,500 worth of my video journalism equipment. Supposedly it's evidence, but the law is clear. The police can't seize cameras from reporters, at least not without a subpoena. And if it's the video footage they're truly after, all they need are the memory cards. They could return the rest, about $5,000 of property. Sheriff Fagan said he wasn't afraid to talk to anyone, and many of you called in to protest the police abuse. Thank you to everyone who supported me. Your help made a big difference. Last Thursday, I received a message from viewer Christopher Kirkland.
I've seen a video that concerns me, and I want to demand some redress. I did so this morning and left several messages with several different people at Sheriff Fagan's office, and I got a call back from him where he seemed very contrite. It's hard for me to tell whether or not he's being genuine or not, if he was just caught with his hand in the cookie jar, so to speak. But at the very least, he said this was the first that he had heard that they had kept the equipment and not just made a copy of the SD cards and returned them. And I said, well, I hope you can understand that it seems clear that even if you didn't understand, which is hard to understand because for 2 weeks now there's been videos out there accusing you guys of violating his rights and seeking to harm his profession and his source of income, why no one would bring that to your attention. But furthermore, who in the first place thought it was a good idea that lenses and microphones somehow were evidentiary? And that, the cards, sure, but the cameras? And he said, no, I completely agree. And this is the first I'd heard of it. And we are actually in the process of reaching out to Mr. Pulliam right now, and he can come get that equipment today. And we're going to be reaching out to him right now to let him know he can come get that equipment today. So, for what it's worth, I hope they do reach out to you.
Why aren't you giving out property receipts when you seize stuff?
Oh, yesterday Fagan tried to claim to one of the viewers that he had no clue. Yeah, I thought that was just he got caught on the phone and he got caught. He got caught and he couldn't get out of it. He had a cop slain. The sheriff had an awards ceremony to pass out new costume accessories. After that, I received a call from Criminal Investigations Division Lieutenant Scott Heinmeyer.
Well, what I can say is that I've contacted our property room and they haven't received any calls, so I'm not sure if you or someone on your behalf has tried to reach out to somebody, but I can tell you what items are available for release and have been. Now, what I can say at this point is that the items that are available for release would be the camera, so the Panasonic camera lens filter. When it comes to the body cam, my understanding is that's something to, at least is what I'm being told from our property room. It looks like we have to download, I guess, from that device. So, of course, we'd have to seek a search warrant for that. So,
and probably a subpoena as well. These are not just, this is the journalist equipment. There's things like the Privacy Protection Act that governs this property.
If there was any attempt or effort made to extract data, in other words, we'll go through our district attorney's office and, of course, follow the protocol and the laws regarding that. Now, the Apple iPhone also would require a search warrant. will be in the process of obtaining. So now, whenever it's appropriate, of course, with that procedure or process for that data extraction, if so granted the authority by a judge, that could take a little bit of time. We would certainly, at that point, if that is obtained, then request consent to search, which of course you have the right to either refuse or grant, either way. So we'll be in touch with you on that regarding that matter.
Okay, but why can't I get the inventory?
So real clear is I'm going to notify them of the items that I'm authorizing to be released to you. Now, by saying that, and I'm told by the sergeant over the property room that those items that aren't, in other words, the camera and the filter and the batteries and all those things, those have been available for release. Just at least his office or his deputies haven't received a phone call from somebody saying, hey, I want to come pick up my stuff. I'm not saying you haven't called someone with the sheriff's office to collect your items. I'm just saying that those calls, it sounds like, went to an evening shift patrol sergeant, and that would be good. That's the only one I heard you say.
Well, I mean, look, it sounds like it's in your office now, so it's not just the day shift guys that y'all are going to blame. I know y'all try to claim, oh, it was just that shift and that division of the office. So it sounds like this is certainly a CID decision now. So, Lieutenant, I'm, again, letting you know, I don't consent to any of this, and, y'all should probably I have an attorney retained. The county knows that. Why are y'all not communicating with my attorney?
The telephone number to call would be 281-341-3858. I would suggest, though, giving them about 10 minutes before you make that phone call, because I've got to generate this DAC, which is just our in-house system, to tell them that those property items have been authorized for release, like that.
Okay, I'm sorry, did you say you're a lieutenant now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've been promoted. So I ask, why are you wanting to keep the remainder of my property?
Because those are items that we believe contain evidence of the offense you were charged. Now, when I say we, that's kind of the person or persons that made the arrest listed in the report, I guess, that were recording at the time, and if you were charged with interfering with duties, if I'm correct. So, of course, we have to submit information to the district attorney's office requesting review and approval for a search warrant, or, of course, to ask for consent. So we have to get their recommendation at that time.
Well, I don't consent to any of my property being held or searched or seized.
Okay. Well, I certainly will.
And this is evidence. This is not evidence. This is journalist material that you're trying to seize. And you have seized.
Well, can I ask you a question? Just we'll make it hypothetical. If a journalist is recording and commits a crime, do you think the recording of that crime is evidence or not?
I don't answer questions, but what I'm telling you is that information has heightened protection over probably most of the things that y'all do, which already has a pretty high level of due process. My attorney set up a meeting, and the following morning I went to the sheriff's office with News Now Houston, Extra Good Citizen, and News Now Fort Bend County. Howdy everyone, it's Justin Pulliam. As you may know, 2 weeks ago I was arrested. Hopefully we'll get the video here so you can see what happened. This is the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office. They're getting a little bit more concerned, so at first they were very confident about taking me out and shutting me down. Because they live in an echo chamber, and they'll probably be very, in their demeanor, try to be professional today, but don't let that fool you. When I'm not around, the things that they say to each other, the things that they say publicly, the things that they say on social media, it's horrendous. And so they live in their echo chamber where it's, hey, get Justin's this, Justin's that. And then it turns out when people start realizing about what they did, And the public, overall general public response is not what they say in their echo chamber. And the general public does not like what they're doing overall. And so now it appears that they're going to give me my seized video journalism property back, so I can show you all the video of what happened so everyone can see what really happened. You know, these guys don't even have their own cameras. They don't wear body cameras. They don't even, you know, always keep their dash cameras where their actions are caught on video. So what it comes down to, it's a lie report. It's their word against the accused. And I think part of it is they wanted to take my stuff so y'all couldn't see what happened, so I couldn't use what happened in my defense. We're at the records lobby, actually, and they're withholding the information I requested because they say that the release of it will help with my defense. You know, their mentality, like what they're saying, is like every time they pull someone over on traffic, they seize your dash camera out of your car because it demonstrates that you ran a red light or whatever they allege you did, right? That's what they're saying. That's their mentality. But the law is that the video itself has to be the crime. And if that's what they're alleging, they're in direct violation of Turner v. Driver, because the First Amendment, confirmed by the courts, is that you can film the police. Hi, deputy guys. I'm Justin Pulliam. I told that y'all are gonna bring some property out for me.
I take you back there, have you sign a form, and then you can come out back this way.
My attorney said that that you were bringing it out here, and I didn't hear anything about a form or anything. I believe you talked to my attorney, yes?
Yesterday I did, yes.
He told me that we were gonna meet up here and you were gonna give me my property.
Yes, I come and pull you from up here, and I'll take you back there to sign the form for your property, and then you can come back this way. It's a property release form.
Okay, and who are you?
Upper Sergeant. Sergeant Ayub.
Sergeant what?
Ayub,
Ayub, and what's your badge number or unit number?
2066.
I prefer if you just bring it out here.
Yeah, you should be able to bring the form
Sure,
out.
we need his ID.
He did say that too. But that's all he said was, up here, ID, there's my current ID.
Okay, I'll be back.
Thank you. I'm not going back to jail.
No.
That's the oldest trick in the
And, you know,
book.
they were trying to get rid of me too, but in that process, you realize that, right? I wouldn't have
There
been.
you go.
Okay, so what does this all
Your
say?
driver's license back.
Okay,
This is just your receipt, just stating that I'm releasing these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items back to you. I'm gonna need a signature here and a date there.
okay, so we're finally getting something in writing. I have a pen. Thank you. Alright, do you have static? Will you record this form for me? And there's only one page.
Oh, okay.
You-
I'm sure if you ask for a copy of it, they'll give you a copy.
No, they've given me no documentation. I had to ask for my
understand.
case number yesterday. I would like a copy of this, though.
For a copy of that form after you sign it, because they will give it to you. I got a quarter for
Do you have it? Okay.
January 6th.
Well, it wasn't recovered for me, that's for sure. It was not that. Okay, I need to look at it. Can we turn it on? Can I turn it on?
Sure.
See, we put stuff on it.
Battery.
SD card.
No memory card.
I forgot the memory card, sir.
Memory card. Is
We filmed this, it's incredibly dirty, guys. Or no, David's got static. Will you hold this clipboard, please? So it looks like there's no memory cards. Where's the video? The people want to see the video.
Which video?
The video that sees, allegedly. Maybe there's not video. I don't know.
The memory cards are staying, and we agreed that with your lawyer when we talked on the phone.
Allegedly, if there is video. That's supposedly what y'all are after. Okay, what else is on that form?
Lens filter, microphone, camera battery, phone holder and adapter.
Just everything that you've got there in your hand.
Okay, say it again.
Everything you got there in
Slowly, because I want to make sure it's all
the
working.
microphone,
Okay, let's see if the microphone works.
Panasonic S1.
And some filter.
And some filter.
Phone
Test, test.
And the deputies got all of it.
Yeah, it's all there.
Test, test. Test, test. Okay, well, it's dirty, but at least it runs. Okay.
Did they change your numbers when they gave you all new badges?
Yes, sir.
What's your name and badge number?
I'm sorry,
What was your badge number?
4347.
They changed it on
What's the new badge number? Is that the new badge
That is the new
number?
badge
Okay.
number.
That's what you had to think about. Yours, sir?
20.
Got it in 4K.
Okay, thank you. So anyway, I get a copy of that form, or could you send it to
I can
Kobe?
give you a copy.
That'd be good. The sheriff's office is trying to hide all videos and information about my arrest, and it came straight from the top, from Sheriff Fagan. Okay, and so why again do you have all of my stuff, and then why are you wanting to give back some of it but not all of it?
Well, to tell you that I was notified today, and I don't know if there's something on social media or whatnot, that either you or someone on your behalf is saying that we're basically holding your stuff hostage or not being responsive to you regarding giving it back. So our sheriff came to me and says, hey, make sure to get this taken care of as far as the items that are available for release, at least notify you that they are.
All right, so you're telling me that Sheriff Fagan directly asked you to contact me?
He did.
Okay. All right, well, that's good to know.
I don't know anything about your case. I can say this, that in other words, we respect everyone, to include yourself, journalists, attorneys, even persons that we, arrest for crimes. So there's nothing, I guess, at foot here that you believe that we're trying to harass you. And I'm just telling you this from my perspective. In other words, I'm not trying to cause you any grief. I'm just saying that I can authorize the release of those items we discussed, and if you'll call one of these property room detectives, then they should be able to take care of that for you.
This is their game. They think that you'll be happy, you the viewers, you the people will be happy with them now that my part of my property that's been illegally seized. Getting one of my stolen cameras back is a win. The development came just prior to me purchasing a new $3,500 camera. But the nominal value of the stolen property is just a small portion of the damages. I am an investigative video journalist. My livelihood is publishing videos about government corruption. Viewers tune in to see my exclusive content. I can buy new camera gear, but the video footage cannot be replaced. Video of my first false arrest is probably the most valuable video I have ever captured. Unfortunately, the revenue potential of the stolen video declines with each passing day. Until I am able to clear my name, cops and their bootlicking friends continue to smear my reputation. Sheriff Fagan and his deputies aren't just illegally hiding my video, they're also hiding public information. During post-production, I decided to split this video into two parts. You can see the police lie report in part 2 unless the sheriff's office will release it to you before then. Thank you for your support.